Something shifted. You can feel it, in photos, in mirrors, in the way light hits your face now. The cut that used to work just doesn't anymore. And you can't quite explain why. Here's what's actually happening. The wrong haircut at 60 doesn't just fall flat, it actively ages you. We're talking 4 to 6 years of unnecessary age, quietly stacked on by a single bad decision made in a stylist's chair. A cut that pulls down, flattens, or competes with your features instead of working with them. There are 7 haircuts that do the opposite. They lift. They frame. They work with the bone structure you've earned. And they work fast. Stay through all 7, because the one that's right for your face is in here, and I'll tell you exactly why it works when we get there. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50, so you get real results, fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Haircuts 1 and 2. The textured pixie with soft layers plus the French bob. Haircut 1. The textured pixie with soft layers. Let's start here, because this one surprises people every single time. When most women picture a pixie cut at 60, they picture something severe. Something cropped tight, close to the head, almost military in its precision. And honestly, that version does age you. But that's not what we're talking about. The textured pixie with soft layers is an entirely different animal. This cut keeps length where you need it, slightly longer on top, feathered around the temples, with a gentle sweep across the forehead if your features call for it. The layers don't just sit there. They move. And that movement is doing something critical. It's keeping your face in a state of constant soft framing, which is exactly what bones that have lost a little volume need most. Here's what nobody usually talks about. As we age, we lose facial fat in specific, predictable places. The mid-cheek, the temples just beneath the outer eye corners. A tight, close-cropped cut with zero texture strips away all the visual camouflage around those areas and leaves them exposed. The textured pixie, by contrast, adds visual softness and density, right where the face has gone quiet, without adding bulk, without looking heavy, without aging you the way a wrong cut does. What ages you with the wrong version? A pixie cut that's shaved too short at the sides and back with no layering on top goes completely flat against the skull. It emphasizes ear shape, draws the eye to the jaw. And if the jaw has softened even slightly, this is the last thing you want. It reads as sharp where it shouldn't and soft where it should be defined. The fix is in the finish. Ask your stylist specifically for textured tips and piecewise separation through the crown. That phrasing tells them exactly what you need. Product-wise, a fingertip's worth of lightweight pomade. Worked through dry hair, not wet, gives definition without weight. That one step changes the whole look. Before, a precision-cropped pixie with nothing on top, shaved close at the sides, flat against the skull. After, the same length overall, but with textured layers through the crown, soft framing at the temples, and a barely there piecewise finish that lifts the entire face. Upkeep tip. This cut needs a trim every 5 to 6 weeks to stay in shape. Let it go longer and the layers lose their purpose. Book the appointment before you leave the salon. Now, right next to the textured pixie on the list of cuts that quietly transform everything, there's a second one. And it works differently. It works on length. Haircut 2. The French bob. The French bob sits at the jaw or just above it. Not a chin-skimming bob. Not a long bob that grazes the shoulders. The jaw. That placement is deliberate, and it's not decorative, it's structural. When hair ends at the jaw, it draws the eye horizontally across the widest part of the lower face, then stops. That horizontal stop is a visual frame. It holds the face in place and creates an illusion of lift that honestly costs nothing to achieve, just one appointment and the right instruction to your stylist. The French bob is worn slightly blunt through the ends, sometimes with a hint of internal layering for movement, sometimes without, and with a loose, undone texture. Not polished. Not stiff. The slight imperfection is the point. A perfectly lacquered bob can read as trying too hard. A French bob looks like you woke up like this, which at any age, is exactly the impression you want to make. What ages you with the wrong version? A bob that's too long, falling between the jaw and collarbone, loses the structural frame. It doesn't hold the face. Instead, it pulls the eye downward and drags the overall silhouette south. It's not a bad haircut exactly. It just doesn't do what you need it to do at this stage. The other common mistake is going too heavy through the ends. No layering, no texture, too much blunt density. This can make the hair look heavy and stiff hair at 60 always reads older than it should. The fix? Ask for a French bob at jaw length, with light underdirection at the ends and very minimal interior layering for movement. Then ask them to cut it slightly shorter when dry. French bobs have a tendency to grow out longer than expected, because wet hair stretches. Before, a dense, heavy bob sitting 2 inches below the jaw with no texture, pulling the face downward, no frame in sight. After, a clean, slightly blunt French bob, ending exactly at the jaw, with soft undone ends and the kind of effortless frame that makes the whole face red as lifted. Maintenance tip. The French bob is a strong case for a gloss treatment every 2 to 3 months to keep the ends looking intentional rather than dry. And once a month, a few drops of camellia oil worked through the ends at night does more than most styling products. 2 down, 5 to go. And the next one works specifically on the kind of softness most women are trying to correct in the midface. Haircuts 3 and 4. The layered lichia plus the soft curtain bang bob. Haircut 3, the layered lichia. The lichia is where the long pixie and the pixie cut stop pretending to be the same thing. If the word pixie brings up a certain low-level resistance in you, too short, too committed, too much, the lichia is the answer. It keeps more length, typically landing between the chin and the collarbone, but it carries the same light-layered energy that makes a pixie work. Length you can still feel on your neck, layers that actually move, and a shape that doesn't require you to surrender what you love about having hair. Here's the thing about the lichia that most stylists don't lead with. This is one of the best cuts for managing density loss. As hair thins with age, and it does for most women, somewhere in the 50s and 60s, cuts that rely on bulk and weight start to fail, because the weight isn't there anymore. The lichia is built entirely on movement and layering, not on density. It performs better as hair gets finer, not worse. That's not something you can say about most cuts. What ages you with the wrong version? A lichia that gets cut too uniform, same length all the way through, no layering variation, no piecewise finish, collapses flat. It ends up being a medium-length cut with no structure, and medium-length cuts with no structure are the single easiest way to look like you're not trying, and not in a chic way. They pull the face flat and add width at the jawline, which is the opposite of what you need. The fix is in the layering instruction. Ask your stylist for long disconnected layers through the midsection and nape, with piecewise texture through the ends and weight removed gradually, not blunt. That distinction, not blunt, is critical. Blunt ends on a lichia steal all its energy. Before, a uniform, flat, shoulder-length cut with no layering, no movement, hair sitting heavy and static around the face. After, a layered lichia with lengths that move through the collarbone range, piecewise separation at the ends, and a soft, effortless profile that immediately lifts the entire look. Maintenance tip. This cut stays alive with a light leave-in conditioner and diffused drying, not heat-straightened, not air-dried flat. Diffusing adds the volume and separation the layers were designed for. Now, the next cut on this list doesn't just change the shape of your hair. It changes the entire geometry of your face from the front. And once you know how it works, you'll never look at a fringe the same way again. Haircut 4, the soft curtain bang bob. This is 2 things at once, a bob and a fringe. And the combination is doing something a single element cut simply can't. Curtain bangs are the fringe that parts in the center and sweeps outward to both sides, resting soft against the forehead and temples rather than sitting blunt across the brow. Alone they're lovely, combined with a bob. And here's where it gets interesting. They create an elongating vertical line down the center of the face that visually lengthens what age has gently widened. This is classic visual misdirection, and it works every single time. The reason this cut specifically rejuvenates is that curtain bangs address the forehead, while the bob addresses the jaw. So you get face framing at both the top and bottom simultaneously. Most haircuts only work on one or the other. This one wraps the face in a complete frame, from hairline to jaw. What ages you with the wrong version? A heavy, blunt, eyebrow-skimming fringe combined with a bob creates a boxiness that makes the face look smaller, rounder, and more enclosed. The opposite effect. blunt bangs that hit the brow directly also draw the eye to the forehead at the expense of the cheekbones. And the cheekbones are always the feature you want people to look at first. The fix is all in the instruction. Soft curtain bangs parted at center, swept lightly outward at the temples, trimmed to land just below the outer corners of the brows, not across the brow, but below it and to the side. That exact trim position is what creates the elongating effect rather than the boxing in effect. Before, a heavy blunt fringe across the forehead paired with a dense bob. The face looks enclosed, shortened, flat. After, soft curtain bangs sweeping outward and away from the face, paired with a jaw-length bob that frames below. The face reads as longer, lifted, more defined. Maintenance tip. Curtain bangs grow out faster than you expect. A quick trim every 3 to 4 weeks keeps them in their correct position. Let them get too long and they lose the curtain shape entirely and just sit flat. For done. And the next 3, including one that most women have written off entirely, are the ones I think are the most underestimated. Stay with me. Haircuts 5 and 6. The shaggy wolf cut plus the face framing layered bob. Haircut 5. The shaggy wolf cut. This is the cut I hear the most resistance about. That's for young women. I'm too old for that. My stylist would never. I understand it. The wolf cut showed up on every 22-year-old on social media in the last few years, and that association stuck. But here's what's actually happening under all that noise. The wolf cut is a layered shag with a slight mullet influence, more length at the back, heavy layering from the crown down, and lived-in texture all the way through. And those specific characteristics are almost medically good for aging hair. Heavy crown layering lifts flat hair off the scalp and creates volume exactly where menopause and age quietly steal it first, the top and the crown. The longer back length balances the face without adding width at the cheeks. And the shaggy, imperfect finish means this cut never looks like you're trying too hard, which is a sophistication all its own. What ages you with the wrong version? A wolf cut that's cut too short overall, almost like a poorly shaped mullet, without the layering density and length needed to work at 60. Shorter wolf cuts with very little layering end up looking disheveled rather than intentional. The finish matters enormously here. This cut needs texture product and the right drying technique. Otherwise it just looks like the stylist forgot to finish. The fix. Ask for a long wolf cut with heavy disconnected layering from the crown and a longer perimeter at the back. I want more length, not less, and a shaggy textured finish, not polished. Volume spray at the roots before diffusing, then a tiny amount of lightweight texturizing paste broken through the mid-lengths while still slightly damp. That combination is what makes this look intentional and luxurious rather than accidental. Before, flat, lifeless hair that looks like it's resting against the head with no shape, no movement, no definition. After, a shaggy layered wolf cut with visual volume at the crown, a longer back that elongates the neck, and a soft piece-wide texture that reads as effortlessly expensive. Maintenance tip. This cut has a long runway between trims because the layering disguises growth well. Every 8 to 10 weeks is usually enough. The key is not to let the crown layers grow out to the point of collapse. As long as those stay light and lifted, the whole cut holds together. The next cut is one that looks simple from the outside. And that simplicity is exactly the trap most women fall into when they ask for it without knowing the one detail that makes all the difference. Haircut 6. The face framing layered bob. This sounds like a basic bob. It isn't. A regular bob is one length. A layered bob has graduation, shorter underneath and longer on top, creating a stacked shape at the back and a soft, forward-sweeping frame around the face. But the face framing layered bob takes that a step further. It adds deliberate, intentional face framing pieces. A few longer sections cut specifically to fall forward and bracket the cheekbones, the temples, or the jaw, depending on the face shape. Those face framing pieces are doing real structural work. They direct the eye toward the center of the face, the eyes and cheekbones, and away from the sides. That inward pull is a natural slimming and lifting effect, and it happens every time light hits the angle cut into those pieces. This is the cut where the stylist's technique matters more than almost any other because the framing pieces need to be cut to your specific bone structure, not from a template. What ages you with the wrong version? A layered bob that layers uniformly all the way around. No deliberate face framing pieces, just gradual all-over layers. Gives you movement but no direction. The eye doesn't know where to go. Without those strategic forward pieces bracketing the face, the cut just sits there. It looks fine. But fine is not what we're after. The fix: be specific with your stylist. Say, I want deliberate face framing pieces. Cut to sweep forward and fall against my cheekbones. Not the same as my base layers. These are separate, intentional framing cuts specific to my face shape. A stylist who knows what they're doing will immediately know what you mean. If they hesitate or look uncertain, show them a reference image. This is one case where a photo genuinely helps them understand the exact angle you need. Before, a uniform all-over layered bob with no forward face framing, the face looking exposed and unframed, eye drifting outward. After, a stacked layered bob with deliberate face framing pieces sweeping forward at the cheeks and temples, the whole face drawn inward, lifted, defined. Maintenance tip: face framing pieces are the first thing to lose their angle as the cut grows out. Ask your stylist to specifically recut just those pieces at every trim, even if you're extending the time between full cuts. 6 down. The 7th cut is one you've probably seen on the most striking women in the room. And when I break down exactly why it works, you'll understand immediately why those women always look like they have it together. Haircut 7. The side swept silver long bob. Let's talk about the lob. Not just any lob. The side swept silver long bob. And every word in that name is doing something specific, so let's break them down one at a time. Long bob means the length lands between the collarbone and the jaw, closer to the collarbone than the jaw, typically. Long enough to still feel like hair, short enough to hold shape and structure, and short enough that it doesn't pull the face downward the way longer hair does after 60. Silver is deliberate. At 60 and beyond, silver and white hair is not a compromise, it's a power move. Silver reflects light differently than pigmented hair. It creates a luminous quality around the face that no hair color from a box can replicate. Women who lean into their silver and cut it well consistently look more sophisticated, more intentional. And this is what matters most: younger, not older. Fighting silver with the wrong cut is where things go wrong, not the silver itself. Side swept is the actual magic. Here's what nobody ever explains clearly. A center part divides the face into 2 halves. That division reads as symmetrical, balanced, and static, which can read as flat. A deep side part, by contrast, creates visual asymmetry. An asymmetry in a face reads as motion, as life, as something dynamic happening. That's not a styling opinion, it's how the eye processes faces. The side swept fall covers a portion of the forehead and one temple, which subtly narrows the face from the outside, and gives the eye a clear diagonal to follow. That diagonal lifts the entire face visually in a way a center part simply does not. What ages you with the wrong version? A long bob worn with a center part and no movement. Hair falling straight and flat on either side of the face loses all of these benefits. It creates a curtain effect that traps the face in a static frame. The jaw looks broader. The mid-face looks longer. The whole effect is heavier than it should be. The fix is in the part. Ask your stylist to build in a deep side part, specifically on the side where your hair naturally parts more easily. Then ask for the cut itself to be styled with a slight forward sweep through the longer side and a clean, tucked or open line on the shorter side. Product: a palm-sized amount of smoothing cream through damp hair before drying, a round brush for the sweep while blow drying, and a finishing spray once it's set. This takes 8 minutes. It does not require a salon visit every morning. Once your hair learns the direction, it falls there on its own. The other thing to address: volume. A long bob without volume at the roots is a flat long bob, and a flat long bob at 60 reads heavy and dated. Lift spray at the roots, applied upside down before drying, plus a Velcro roller held at the crown for 3 minutes while the rest dries is enough to give the top of the cut the lift it needs. Small steps, big difference. Before, a flat, center-parted long bob with no volume and no sweep, hair sitting heavy and static against the jaw. After, a deep side-swept silver long bob with lift at the roots, a clean forward sweep on the longer side, and a luminous finish that makes the whole face red as brighter, lighter, and effortlessly elegant. Maintenance tip: the side-swept lob holds best with a trim every 6 to 8 weeks. The side-swept shape relies on specific internal layering to create the sweep. As the cut grows out evenly, that layering flattens and the diagonal disappears. The trim isn't just tidying up edges. It's refreshing the architecture. All 7 are on the table now. And in the next, the final part, I want to tell you the one thing most stylists still aren't saying clearly enough about why these cuts actually work. It's not just aesthetics. It's physics. Part 5. The real reason these cuts work. What your stylist isn't saying. There's a reason this part exists separately, and it's not filler. You could walk out of this video having memorized all 7 haircuts. You could show a picture of the textured pixie or the curtain bang bob to your stylist tomorrow morning. And if you do that, you'll be ahead of most women. But there's one more layer underneath all of it. The reason these 7 cuts specifically work. And knowing it means you'll be able to evaluate any cut you're ever offered. Not just these 7, for the rest of your life. Here's what's actually happening as we age, structurally, in the face. We lose volume in the cheeks first. Then the temples. Then slightly under the eyes. The fat pads that used to keep everything lifted and forward start to shift, slowly, gradually, and mostly imperceptibly until one day in a photo you see it clearly. This isn't dramatic. It's subtle, but it changes the geometry of the face in a very specific direction. Things move downward and outward. The jawline widens slightly. The mid-face flattens slightly. The whole face, without that volume to support it, reads as heavier at the bottom than it used to. Every haircut that ages you does one or more of 3 things. It adds visual weight at the jaw, it pulls the eye downward, or it strips away softness and movement around exactly the areas that have lost volume. Long, flat, heavy hair. Blunt ends with no layering. Cuts that end at the shoulder and hang straight down. All of these reinforce the downward direction the face is already moving in. Every cut on today's list does the opposite. Deliberately. The textured pixie adds volume exactly where the temples have gone quiet. The French bob draws a horizontal visual stop at the jaw. The curtain bang bob creates a vertical centerline that elongates. The shaggy wolf cut generates crown volume where age quietly removes it. The face-framing layered bob redirects the eye inward and upward toward the cheekbones. And the side-swept lob creates an asymmetric diagonal, which is the single fastest way to make a face read as dynamic instead of settled. None of these are tricks. None of them require filters or lighting hacks or expensive products. They are cuts designed to work with the physics of what's happening. Not against it, not in denial of it, but in intelligent, elegant conversation with it. And here is the thing most stylists aren't leading with, but should be. The cut is not the end of the work. The cut is the structure. How it's finished is the surface. And how you maintain it is what determines whether it still works for you in week 6. Or whether it's quietly started working against you. So before you book your next appointment, I want you to write down 2 things. First, which of these 7 cuts actually matches your bone structure, your hair texture, and your real lifestyle? Not the life you want, the one you're actually living. The most beautiful cut in the world doesn't work if you're not going to maintain it. Second, the exact phrasing you're going to use when you sit down in that chair. Every specific phrase I gave you in this video. Disconnected layers, curtain bangs below the brow, piece-wide textured finish, not blunt. Those words matter. Stylists hear imprecise requests and fill in the blanks from their own defaults. Your defaults and their defaults are not always the same. Walk in with clarity. Walk out with a cut that's actually working for you. That's not luck. That's knowledge, and you have it now. Next part. And this is the one that surprises everyone. I'll tell you exactly what to say to your stylist the moment you sit down, so the cut you leave with is actually the one you came in for. Stay with me. You just walked through 7 haircuts, real ones, specific ones, with real explanations for why each of them works. Not a vague list. Not try a bob. The actual shape, the specific instruction, the exact words to bring to your next appointment. You didn't need to be younger for any of this to work. You needed the right information. And now you have it. Tell me in the comments. Which of these 7 cuts are you most curious about trying? And which one have you already had that you didn't realize was doing this much for your face? Next, I'm breaking down the 5 salon phrases that change everything. What to say the second you sit down so your stylist actually delivers what you came in for. You do not want to miss that one. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.